Okay, so today we have Rudimentary Peni, and again, great name, and the Cloud Song. So I reacted to these guys a couple years ago now. I've only ever reacted to them once. I did Rotten to the Core, and today, again, we have another one from the Death Church album with, like I said, the Cloud Song. So let's get into it, talk about it after. Again, I haven't done these guys in a long time, so I'm ready to get back, and people have still asked for them, so I said, why the hell not finally come back? So let's go. The bass work already. It's not over. Okay, there it is. Again, it's not that long of a song, 2.5 minutes basically. So the Cloud Song by Rudimentary Peni, and I mean, coming into this, the Cloud Song, you know, I saw a couple of lyrics, you know, when I searched up the lyric page and all that stuff, and I saw, you know, that okay, so this is going to be kind of a revealing, kind of sad track in a way, a tragic track perhaps in a way too. I mean, not all the way tragic because it's not all the way, you know, very sad. But again, we're talking about something very real here. Nick Blanco, I do believe, who was the lead singer of the band. Yes, Nick, I got that right. Anyway, you know, his vocals here, his dejected vocals almost in a way. He's very honest. He's very real. Like I said, he's raw. The band is all raw. I mean, my God, just to talk about the band off the top, I love the bass work. I mean, like I said, you know, in the song, you know, at the beginning, I was like, ooh, I love that bass, and I love just the chord changes, the shifts. I don't know all the appropriate words to use, you know, for the music, whatever. But anyway, I loved the melody. I love the changes. I love the great, guitar work and the great bass work between, and you know how they melded together between Nick and Grant Brand, who was on the bass guitar here. And again, I don't know, the bass guitar kind of stole the show for me. Again, I love the distortion. I would say I love just how fuzzy everything sounds. Again, this is, you know, categorized as punk rock and anarcho punk as well. And again, I love how far away Nick Blanco seems to be away from the microphone when he's, you know, when they were doing this in the studio. It sounds like, you know, again, he's way back from the microphone or something, like he's yelling from far away, you know, just at least that's what it sounded like to me, and with the headphones anyway. And so I don't know, I like that kind of aesthetic. he did there. And again, he sounds so what's the word, truthful. It sounds like, this is not it doesn't sound like he's pulling this out of his ass. It seems like this is something that he's gone through. Depression. I mean, I think of the Black Flag song called Depression. And again, I think about, because punk rock is one of my favorite genres of music. I like how a lot of, punk rock songs, whatever, deal and talk about depression, or talk about, I guess, mental health in a way as well. Or just talk about, taking care of yourself and loving yourself at the same time too. And how important that is. Because again, as, kind of the song states at one point, you can't love anyone else until you love yourself, which is very deep. And I didn't expect us to get that deep with the song from Rudimentary, Peni. Again, I love the name, but anyway, and again, they just have such an image that maybe it's just the album cover here for Death Church, and maybe it's just because the album is called Death Church. They have such a aura about them when I come to them, and I don't know, they just seem like such a ambitious band or something, and they just seem like, I don't know, like they're different from other bands I've reacted to, even in the punk rock genre. They just have some kind of aura about them, I guess. That's the whole thing. And I did see an interview I was looking at last night with Nick Blanco, and he's just such an intense guy. I mean, good lord. Anyway, I just, just to get that out there too. And I got to talk about John as well, who was on the drums here, the backbone for the three of them. Again, just a three-man band here, but they create such a great sound, such a heavy, loud sound too. And yeah, again, I don't know if it's just, this is how it was written, because this is on Wikipedia, but I don't know if this is how it was written in the liner notes for the album, but I just like how their first names are all there, John, Nick, and Grant, but their last names are in parentheses. And the way it says, John's on drums, Nick, mouth, guitar, pen, and then in parentheses, vocals, guitar, cover artwork, and then Grant is on bass and writing. And then it says bass, guitar, and lyrics. So I guess Grant is the one who wrote this. But again, Nick, he gave it the life it needed for his voice. But yeah, so anyway, and again, I just love how real it is, how honest it is, and how relatable it is too. I mean, as somebody myself who's gone through, I mean, I hate to say it all the time, whatever, but when a song like this comes up, but yeah, you talk about, I think about depression, I think about anxiety or something, or I think about whatever's eating, what Grant's talking about here, Nick's singing about, obviously it kind of controls them. And he's trying to get out of that, I guess. So let's get into those lyrics now. And again, there's not very many lyrics. There's no chorus. And there's pretty much, I guess you would say, 3 verses. And that's all they need. So let's get into it. The black cloud gathers, smothers my brain. And again, the song being called the Black Cloud, or not the Cloud Song. My God. Anyway, the Cloud Song. There's that whole theme of clouds, and again, clouds don't always have to be a bad thought, whatever the hell. But the black cloud. Obviously, that gives it a bad, kind of a connotation. So anyway, the black cloud gathers, smothers my brain. Not a good thing. As I cry another tear in the struggle of pain. Ooh, I love the rhyming already. And again, just to say too, I'm only 2 lines in here, but I know some people don't like, punk rock. They don't like, and I'm talking, for my personal life, people I know who don't like punk rock because of its sound, or maybe wouldn't get into these guys because of their name or something, or again, they're, very bold sound, and again, some people just don't like that kind of this genre. But at the same time, these lyrics are so, I keep saying it, but they're so real, they're so raw, and they're just, and again, they're still poetic in a way, and they're very relatable for people who might not even be into this kind of music or whatever the hell. So anyway, another hurdle to clear is it all the same? Is the conquest of pain my only aim? Again, he's very in his feelings, I would say. He's very introspective here. And again, when you're in this, I guess you would say depressive state, again, I don't know what causes pain, if it is just in his mind, or if there's something bigger going on here. But you would say, like, you do have to face your fear in a way, whatever. You do have to face this pain, though, at the same time, too, to try and, I guess, get over it at the same time, because as we go on, you got to get over it. You got to love yourself, because, if you don't, how can you love somebody else, and how can you, continue on without, maybe ending it all? I mean, that's really what comes to mind. Anyway, and again, talking about, is this conquest of pain my only aim? It's been pain all the time. Everything's a task. I've never been happy. This kind of thing comes to mind. Is that all, I'm here for? Is pain my only aim? Because if it is, then my time on earth might be short. This pain has got to stop. It's eating into me. Very real again. My apathy upholds this misery. Great line. Again, poetic in a way. I don't know. It just flows so well into the next line, and the line before it's, my apathy upholds this misery. Again, this misery will only continue because my apathy upholds it. Whatever, I mean, if I'm just fucking, I guess, doing it like that. I mean, yeah, that's pretty much what he just said. Anyway, this hatred for myself will destroy me if I don't start to give it the love it needs. Again, Because I talked about how earlier how the song is kind of tragic in a way, but it does seem to be a bit of, I don't know if I'd say brightness, but he does have a concept of what he has to do. I have to learn to love myself. I have to learn to, be good to myself in a way, because if I don't, things are only going to get worse, and it's just going to destroy me. And again, we go on. Have you ever realized you must love yourself? If you don't, how can you love anybody else? And that's again very truthful. And it may sound kind of, I don't know if you say cliche or something like that, but yeah, how can you love somebody else if you don't even love your friggin' self? And if you never loved yourself, how do you know how to go about that? And how do you know how to go about loving somebody else and caring for somebody else, because you don't even care about yourself? So some people might try to do that, and they love somebody else, and they know they don't like themselves. But at the same time, I don't know. It just comes off as untruthful, or just, I don't know. There's obviously a problem. You need to love yourself before you go on loving somebody else and potentially hurting somebody else. Anyway, nobody can reach you through your personal hell. You'll just eat yourself away in your tortured shell. So, yeah, and I guess how the song ends too. I do like the last, I guess the third verse, whatever, and how it all wrapped everything up. Because again, it seems like he's not totally in his personal hell, I guess you would say. He's not totally in this tortured shell. He knows he can't go down that road for much longer. He knows he needs to get out of that. You'll just eat yourself away in your tortured shell, and you'll become, you'll be in that shell, and you'll never see anybody else, whatever. Your pain will only get worse. Your strife will only get worse. The struggles will just continue. It's just like you got to kind of wake up a little bit and get out of that and just try to continue on. So I like the message here. It's relatable too. Again, Nick Blanco, I like how, you can hear every word he's saying, basically. He sings pretty clear here. Again, I love how he's kind of far away from the mic. That's my takeaway from his vocals there anyway. And again, it's just, I love his voice on this kind of a track, because you believe him. I mean, at least I do. I don't know. But, and again, the bass work, the guitar work together, just perfect for this kind of a track. The shifts were beautiful. And John was great on the drums too, very, fast, I guess you would say too. So anyway, these three guys created the song, and I know a lot of people say, just react to the whole Death Church album, which I've never reacted to an album, on a video, but this album here, I know it's not that long, and I've listened to 2 songs now, and they're both really good. I mean, my God, it's taken me 2 years to do this, but I love the style, and I love the relatability. So I guess that's all I'm going to say. The song wasn't too long, so this video shouldn't be too long. So anyway, thanks for watching. Thanks for liking, subscribing, commenting. Thanks for waiting for me to come back to Rudimentary Peni. And yeah, so I guess that's all I'm going to say. Leave your comments down below, whatever you think. And I'll talk to you guys again soon.